If you've heard anything about e-commerce or retail in general, you probably know that for most stores, Q4 is the biggest time of year. It's been true for my handmade business for the last 6 years, and Etsy print on demand is no different. My first Q4 of selling with print on demand was in 2022, and I made over $70,000 in just 3 months as a new shop that was less than a year old. If you want to see the full breakdown of those numbers and profit, I've linked my other Q4 prep video for you. As of the release of this video, it is now September 1st. So that means you've got just 1 month left before we are fully into Q4 of 2023. Whether you're a brand new shop or if you've already got a shop and you're simply looking to explore some different product types, for today's video, I want to share with you the top products that were the best sellers in my shop during Q4 that consistently get rave reviews from customers, why I chose these specifically, some best practices and average profit for each, and how to cohesively scale your shop using different complementary products. In case we haven't met yet, my name is Mandy, and as the owner of multiple six-figure businesses, including Etsy print-on-demand shops, my goal is to provide you with strategies to simplify the journey and scale your business faster so that you can stop the overwhelm, start making progress, and thrive with your print-on-demand business. First up, my OG, my tried and true product that is consistently my best seller, the Gildan 18,000. I opted for sweatshirts when I started my apparel shop because they have a higher profit margin than t-shirts, which means I don't have to sell as many to get the same level of profit. I use SwiftPod as my primary provider through Printify. I have literally sold thousands of these and run into very few issues. They are what most consumers expect with a sweatshirt. They're soft on the outside, fuzzy fleece on the inside, and a cozy fit. It's also got a good balance in terms of what it costs you for production and what most customers are reasonably paying on average in the marketplace for a sweatshirt. Keep in mind, designs with direct-to-garment printing on a sweatshirt will look a bit different than they do on t-shirts or other products because of how the ink soaks into the thicker fabric. Make sure you check out my video that goes into more detail on how to set customer and your own expectations for that. In terms of profit, since SwiftPod varies their pricing based on size and color, I set my profit margin percentage to 65%, typically to keep things easier, and then experiment periodically with different sales, discounts, and shipping strategies to see what works best. Believe it or not, there isn't a set rule, and most of the experiments that I've run yielded not a whole lot of differences in results. So the bottom line, use a profit calculator to set a profit amount that feels comfortable for your business, set your price based on that, and stop overthinking it. With sweatshirts, you'll typically want to aim for a profit margin of at least $10, but again, that can vary due to a lot of different factors. If you want to take a deeper dive into my sweatshirt pricing and comparison with other popular options like Comfort Color sweatshirts, I've linked that for you here as well. The next big seller on my list is the Comfort Colors 1717. This is actually a sample I made related to my handmade business. This is the Comfort Colors Ivory color. This particular sample has been washed several times and it gets softer with every wash. As I mentioned earlier, I didn't start with t-shirts because of the low margins, but Comfort Colors are considered a premium option. They're incredibly trendy right now and therefore can carry a much higher profit that's arguably closer to a sweatshirt in some cases. They are pretty much the trendiest option right now for t-shirts, but since they are a premium, they don't always work across every single niche or customer. Experiment with some of your designs and see how they do for you if you want to have t-shirts in your shop. One word of caution for a Q4 when it comes to Comfort Colors: don't add all of the colors. It's tempting. They're pretty. I know. Strategically pick colors though that you can find either with other providers in the Printify network or with a backup provider like Printful. Why? Because these sell like crazy during Q4 and stock levels can become an issue, especially for the non-standard colors. Save yourself the stress and anxiety and be strategic in the colors that you want to offer. I also use SwiftPod for these, and much like sweatshirts, I price them in the same way by using a 65% profit margin percentage. Again, run your numbers through a profit calculator and aim for a final net profit of around $10. Again, this can vary a little bit. Depending on where you live, whether you want to try free shipping, whether you want to turn on ads or sales, whether or not you have Printify Premium, these are all going to impact your bottom line, and you will be a much stronger and more empowered business owner when you are responsible for understanding the revenue and expense numbers associated with selling your products and can make that decision for your business. This is just one of many decisions you will make in the course of running a business. And the good news is you can always change your mind and pivot down the road if something's not working or you want to try something else. Be courageous in making decisions like these as a business owner. Next up on my list is canvas tote bags. Specifically, these are the Bagmasters canvas shopping totes from Duplium, and they are by far my favorite tote bag. They are super sturdy, and because there's a gusset at the bottom, that little part that folds out, they hold a ton. At one point, I've had 5 books, a laptop, a mug, and a change of clothes in here all at the same time, and it held up beautifully. I prefer this option over one of the other best-selling economy totes with Printify because these are much more substantial and therefore come with a higher profit margin. And I also prefer these over the popular all-over print polyester one because I find that my particular audience likes this canvas style better versus the other one that can feel a little plasticky. These can be marketed as farmers market bags, reusable grocery bags, library bags, gifts for college students, camping totes, and more. A lot of people ask how I feel about using Duplium as a print provider when I'm a US-based seller and they're up in Canada just north of me. And honestly, they are fantastic. I use them as my provider when I have Canadian orders and they have products that will work for those orders. And I actually used them as a backup in Q4 last year for my sweatshirts when all of the US sellers were out of stock in certain color sizes. I'm looking at you, forest green and sand. Probably shouldn't be sharing my secret on that, but the point is, they're good and orders arrived just as fast as anything else from the States. Much like with the t-shirts, adding non-apparel products like these totes was about strategically adding items that would work as a matching option for my designs and that would complement my existing product mix. Totes make great gifts and can be tailored to so many different niches. So for me, it came down to picking the right product with the right profit margin to fit my business. So in this example, it's from my dog mom shop that I use for teaching here on YouTube. I took a design that has historically done very well as a pocket design, and I turned that into a full customized tote variation. The mockups for these are pretty basic in Printify, so I do use placeit.net for mockups for these and can usually find an option that looks pretty close to the original. In terms of profit, I usually set these at $28 as a regular price, and again, control the final profit amount by pulling different levers in terms of sales and shipping strategies. I recommend aiming for at least $8 in profit, especially if you have Printify Premium. I do have a coupon code in my description if you'd like to give Printify Premium a try and save 20% off the cost of production for most items. As you start getting sales, especially during Q4, it's well worth it. And last but not least, mugs. Specifically, I love the 15-ounce white mugs that come from Spoke Custom Products on Printify. They cost a little bit more than the other district photo option, but I find that the quality is a bit better, and they ship in really nice formed cardboard boxes instead of styrofoam molds. I actually made this one for my husband when we retired him from his IT job and brought him on to help me with my handmade business earlier this summer, and he loves it. It holds up really well in the microwave and dishwasher, and it's bigger than your average 11-ounce mug. The mockups in Printify for these are pretty decent. I also like the mockups, again from Placeit. They have several mockups that have the identical 15-ounce mugs, and you can also find some really good Etsy sellers where you can simply purchase the mockup, upload it to Canva, and place your design just like you would on a shirt. I purposely chose to add the 15-ounce version instead of 11-ounce because, again, I'm very strategic with the products that I add. I want to be able to create matching products that make sense and pair well together. And I also want to aim for products, again, with a higher profit margin. In terms of profit, I usually set these at $28 as well for a regular price. And again, I recommend aiming for right around $8 in profit if you have Printify Premium. If you don't have Printify Premium, you want to make sure you're adding in the total cost of the product, and that will slightly reduce your profit margin until you've decided to opt for something like Printify Premium to save some money. And those are all of my top best-selling products that you can consider adding to your shop to support Q4 growth. When adding new products to your shop, there are a few key recommendations that I have and want you to keep in mind. Number one, think about the product mix for your shop and who your target customer is. Apparel does well in most niches, but think about what makes the most sense for the customer you are trying to serve. Don't just add a product because someone on YouTube or TikTok said it would sell well and that everyone else is selling thousands. Think about your shop, your ideal customer, and whether it makes sense for your business. A mishmash of random product types in a shop with no cohesive direction is not a strategy, and it makes it that much harder to focus and think of what to design next when you have so much in front of you. And also, think about how many different product types you want to manage and keep track of. If you've been on my channel, you know I'm all about efficiency, scaling fast, and working in batches and simplifying the process, which can be a lot more challenging to do when you've got tons of different mockups, tons of different design scales that you need to adjust, different pricing and shipping needs to calculate for all the different variations, and more. Doesn't make it impossible, but remember to think it through and make the best decision for your business, especially if you're just starting out. Just because you can add a product with print on demand easily to your store doesn't mean you should. Number two, scale new products based on designs and niches that are already performing well in your shop. Whether that's in the form of lots of visits or favorites on a particular listing, or a listing that is already getting some sales momentum. Again, adding all of the designs to all of the things can be a lot of different product types to manage in the beginning. Different mockups, different pricing strategies, different shipping. Start simple, then scale. Number three, in most cases, organize your shop sections based on your stronger niche keywords, not the product type. For example, if you have a niche in your shop with designs and products geared towards social workers, instead of having a section that has all of your sweatshirts in one section and all of your mugs in another section, have a section that's called social worker gifts and organize it by products that are all related to that niche. Or maybe you have several designs for people who love fantasy books and you've created both sweatshirts and totes for them. Fantastic. Group all of them together under a book lovers or bookish gifts section. This will leverage those keywords as part of your SEO. And if you do get that prized customer coming to your shop and wanting more from you, you've got them all nice and organized. Number four, specifically for Q4, prioritize products where you can source a backup for inventory. Q4 can get wild. And if you have a listing take off, the last thing you want to worry about is your provider running out of stock early in the Q4 season. I saw it happen several times last year, and it left sellers kind of dead in the water, stressed, and refunding a whole lot of orders. Do not assume that every provider will have full stock levels the entire season. When you are running a business, it is your job to understand that supply issues can and do happen. I guarantee you the printers will be doing their very best to estimate, but things happen, and in certain cases, they can't replenish quickly, which means you need to be able to quickly pivot and source a backup in terms of either a product or a provider. There are a lot of shiny products out there that are super fun to design on, but they can definitely carry a big risk for Q4 selling if no other printer or provider has them or something close to them. If you are in the midst of figuring out what you should be doing right now to prepare your shop for Q4, head to my Q4 prep video that I linked for you. Spoiler alert, this time last year, my focus was entirely on scaling fast and getting a volume of listings out into the marketplace. So what can you do right now as we approach the last month before Q4? Set a listing goal and challenge yourself to meet that goal over the course of the next 4 weeks. The algorithm cannot start ranking your shop and learning your keywords to attract customers to your shop if you are not feeding it information in the form of listings. You cannot sell what you do not have listed. If you're looking for a little extra encouragement and support and want to be surrounded by other print-on-demand entrepreneurs on the same journey, I would love to have you be a part of our growing membership community in the Simply Thrive Club. We're kicking off a 28-day listing challenge in our group starting September 3rd. It's intended to set you on the path of spending 4 weeks of taking daily action so that you can start making progress and get your shop staged for success going into Q4. Also, starting in mid-September, I will be opening up virtual office hours where I will be available live during certain times of each month for the rest of the year within the membership community to answer questions and support members navigating Q4. If you're seeing this after September 3rd and still want to join the membership to take part in the challenge or be able to pop in during my virtual office hours, we'd love to have you. Access to past challenges and live calls are always available in the group. I hope this has been helpful for you. If you want to learn more about my strategies for thriving in your print-on-demand business, make sure you've got the notifications turned on for my channel so that you don't miss out on any of my upcoming content. And in the meantime, be sure to check out the dedicated playlist with my full print-on-demand masterclass course right here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. I'm so glad you're here, and I'll see you in the next one. And if you're looking for more ways to continue the journey and stay connected, I'm so excited to invite you to my brand new membership, the Simply Thrive Club. Unlike other programs, this is not a course. In fact, it's not even a program in the traditional sense. And that's because all of the steps that you need to build your print-on-demand business can be obtained for free on my channel through a variety of videos and playlists that I've put together specifically to help you on your journey. My in-depth course is not behind a paywall. So instead, this new membership is all about community with ongoing challenges to drive growth and a support system for accountability to keep going. It's goal setting to maximize your pockets of time and stay organized so that you can thrive even amidst a busy schedule. And it's action taking with expert resources and tools in order to master skills necessary for scaling faster and more efficiently. That is where the magic happens in your print-on-demand journey. Your willingness to clarify your goals, commit with consistency, and adapt your mindset and your approach so that you understand what will work and what won't. This totally new platform is a community that is off of social media and away from spam and distractions, including a community app. I've created over 80 plus professional mockups with more on the way. There are monthly accountability challenges because did I mention I'm all about consistency? I've included the ability to request quarterly comprehensive shop audits and live group calls each month where we can talk about all things print on demand, time blocking, setting realistic goals, finding process efficiencies, and so much more. Be sure to check it out, and in the meantime, keep going, keep learning, and keep growing on your print on demand journey.